Hi there, Mr. Dawson again. In this video what we're going to be doing is looking at a lesson, particularly for year 3 or 4 or year 2, because in those 3 year groups at the moment our focus is tennis in PE. So, I'm going to give you a few warm-up ideas, then a few things you could do as kind of your lesson main content, and then a little kind of game-based learning activity at the end. So I'll give you a couple of warm-up ideas that you can do in a tennis session that you might do at home. What you will need in this session is a ball of any kind. Obviously a tennis ball is best, but if you haven't got a tennis ball, any kind of ball is absolutely fine. Tennis rackets will be needed later on, however everything we do, there'll be an alternative to do without a tennis racket. So don't worry if you've not got a tennis racket, okay? So, our first warm-up activity is just getting the hands used to and the eyes used to the ball, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to keep the ball in our palms. We're going to stand with our feet hip width apart, okay? About this, shoulder width, okay? And then what you're going to do is ball slightly up, let it bounce, try and catch it again, okay? So we're just going to get our eye in, watching that ball, and we're going to try and almost catch it in a clap, okay? So we're going to do that a few times, really getting ourselves in the zone. What you can do is start to challenge yourself, so throw it to the side a little bit, side step, to the side step, maybe a bit higher, okay? Or throw it behind you, or you've got to move your body and you've got to get there, okay? So that's all warm-up idea 1. If you can do that a few times, great, okay? What you can then do is start, don't worry if you mess one up, we all do, okay? What you can then start doing is start adding claps into it. So you can challenge yourself, see how many times you can clap before catching it. So I can do 1, I did 7, okay? 7 again, okay? 8, try and really push yourself. Dropped it, okay? Again, doesn't matter if you drop it, you made a mistake, that's all part of the learning process. So, 9, okay? See if I can get to double figures on this last one. Yes! Got it, okay? Brilliant. So that's our first warm-up idea. You can do that anywhere, okay? Obviously, be very careful of ceilings. I'm not throwing the ball really hard so it hits the ceiling. If you do it inside, you can do it outside, you can do it wherever, okay? Our next warm-up idea, what we're going to do, put the ball away, okay? Just for this part, I'm going to get myself 2 cones. As I said in a previous video, don't worry if you've not got cones. All this is just 2 little markers just to help you, okay? And all you're going to do, like I've said previously, it could be an apple and a pear. It could be, in fact, it could be 2 of the same things. It could be two plates. Anything, okay? Because all you're going to do is, in tennis we have a forehand, okay, and we have a backhand. All right. So what I'm going to be doing, but we always hold the racket in the same hand. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be practicing this skill. So I'm right-handed, okay? So this is the hand I'm going to be using today. I don't really need this hand, so I might put it behind my back or just keep it down by my side, okay? So for this warm-up activity, all I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be stepping and touching this cone, and then stepping and touching this cone. Every time, watch my foot. So my right foot steps to the ball, as if I'm going like this, okay? And then as I come across, my right foot comes over, I'm going to touch that cone with the back of my hand. Okay, I'm going to touch this cone with the front, this cone with the back, this cone with the front, this cone with the back. Okay, almost as if I'm playing a forehand shot and then playing a backhand shot. Okay, so just practice that, touch and across, touch and across, okay? Touch and across, touch and across. How I can then develop this, if you do have a tennis racket, is you can just space the cones a little bit wider, okay? You can then use the tennis racket, touch the cone, but I'm showing that forehand here, and then I'm showing my backhand there, okay? So always showing the side which we're going. So if this is my backhand, okay, and my forehand. I'm not trying to hit the ball, I'm just practicing getting to those positions, touching, okay? So there are a couple of our warm-up ideas to get us moving, to get us used to that ball. So if you marry those two up together, you've got your hand-eye coordination, ready to catch that ball, ready to see that ball, and you've got yourself used to that movement of playing that ball, okay? My next idea, so that's kind of our warm-up done. You can do that for as long or as little as you like. Absolutely fine. What I need to do next is, I'm going to come against a wall. Obviously be very careful. I would do this outside if you can. If you do have a big wall inside, great. But I don't want anyone breaking anything in their houses, otherwise Mr. Dalton will get in trouble. Okay, so I'll show you the two alternatives with racket and without racket. Okay, so first things first, you're just going to put the ball on the ground and all you're going to do is practice rolling it and bouncing it against a wall. Just do your forehand for the moment. So I'm just pushing it, I'm stopping it when it comes and I'm pushing it, okay? As it rolls, I'm stopping it and I'm pushing it, okay? So I stop and I push. I stop and I push, okay? That's my forehand. As I've said, you might not have a tennis racket, absolutely fine. You'll need to get down really low for this then. You could even get on your knees and try, okay? You can use your palm, so you can push and it bounces, okay? And it's just going to roll back, stop, push, bounce. You might need to move a little bit, that's fine, stop, push, bounce, okay? And I'm just getting used to hitting that ball, stop, push, and stop, push, and stop, okay? So you might then want to take it up a little bit if you're finding it too easy on your knees, okay? So really get those knees bent, because our ready position in tennis is like this with our knees bent, so we can quickly move to wherever we need to, okay? So I'm going to squat down a little bit lower, okay? And I'm going to push, and then I'm going to move my feet, stop, push, move in, stop, push, stop, push, okay? Well, so, once you've done that on your forehand a few times, gotten used to that movement, gotten used to hitting that ball against the wall, okay, you can then try the backhand, okay? So it's the exact same thing, but instead of using the front-facing side of your racket, you're going to use the back-facing side of your racket, okay? So, sorry for my back to the camera, but I'm going to push that ball against the wall, stop, push that ball against the wall, stop, push that ball against the wall, oh, stop, push that ball against the wall. Equally, no racket, very similar, okay? So you're going to get on your knees, again, apologies for me not facing the camera, you're going to backhand, use the back of your hand, oh, it might go wrong, look, my ball's gone right over here, absolutely fine. Some people, a lot of people find the backhand much harder than the forehand, myself included, so don't worry, okay? Backhand, stop, backhand, stop, okay? Brilliant. So we've looked at a warm-up, getting used to that ball, okay? We've looked at the movement right to left, okay, touching those cones. And now we've built the two together, so we've looked at pushing the ball against a wall using a racket. So we're watching that ball, we're anticipating where it's going to go, we're going to push, we're pushing it, and then what you can do is mix the two. So, I can push it, and it's coming to my backhand, so I can push it on my backhand, and then I can push it with my forehand, and then my backhand again, and forehand again, okay? So on and so forth. If you're feeling comfortable with that, finding it too easy, absolutely fine. What you can then do is start to pick it up a little bit. Now I've got to be really careful, and I don't want anyone doing this indoors. If you're going to do this part, do it out in the garden, okay? Because then there's much less chance of breaking things. However, I've got to be really careful in here, okay? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the ball up and try and hit it against the wall, okay? And then let it bounce back to me. I'm not gonna try and keep hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. I'm just gonna hit it and then let it bounce back and catch it, okay? I can hit it, bounce back and catch it. Hit it, bounce back and catch it, okay? So I can do that on my forehand, okay? And then I can do the very same on my backhand, okay? So I can try it on my backhand. So obviously you would take a lot more time over this than I am. I'm just showing you the ideas you can do. So a bit of forehand, catching it, a bit of backhand, catching it, okay? And then what you can do is this is the game-based learning part of the lesson. So hopefully this lesson, you can stretch this lesson out, all the ideas I've given you, you can stretch them out to kind of a 15-20 minute lesson, and then you can maybe do that twice or 3 times a week. And then you've got an hour on top of all the active 10 stuff you're doing, which is great, okay? So, what you can then do, as the game-based learning, the last part of the lesson, is really challenge yourself, okay? Count how many times you can have a rally with yourself. So, I might try and go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I did. Sorry about that, a couple of technical difficulties. But what I was saying is that I got a score of 16. Now I'm really proud of that. However, I think you guys can do even better. So, we'd love to hear your scores and see you doing these tennis sessions. If you can send in some photos and videos, that'd be great. We'd love to see them. What I will say is that a session that I've just shown you there, I've just kind of gone through the very quick version. What you can do is stretch out each part and make it last about 15 to 20 minutes. Now if you can do a couple or 3 15 or 20 minute sessions a week, that'd be great. You'll be getting active, you'll be developing your tennis skills, and that's almost like a PE session on top of the active 10 stuff that we'd like to see you doing. So, get yourselves out there, get yourselves active, see if you can beat my tennis score, see if you can beat your own tennis score, and see how you improve. We'd love to hear how you're getting on. Until next time guys, see you.